Hello and welcome to Blonde Bombshell Relationship Advice number 14. So this one's focused on the girls because last night we focused on you guys and it's a good one. The first one is hashtag called him the wrong name while on a date. Now we're not going to make all that a hashtag, so we'll have to put it hashtag called him wrong name. There we go. It seems that her ex-boyfriend and her are still friends, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, she called her current boyfriend her ex-boyfriend's name. Now, at first, he had no problem with that. But it's not happened once, it's not happened twice, it's happened 3 times. And her current boyfriend is starting to get the feeling that she wants to be with the ex-boyfriend and not him. So, what is my advice to the girl? Because she says it's a slip of the tongue. It's not personal. It's not meant to happen. It just happens. Here's my advice. Hon, you're going to have to do some real soul searching because you're hurting him in the process. Now, if you want to go forward with the guy that you're in the relationship with, then you're going to have to make some hard choices. I don't think that, being friends with your ex is a problem. I think that can be accomplished as long as you know where the boundary line ends and begins. If the boundary line is clearly set so everyone knows, your friends, your family, and everybody else, that you are just friends and that's where the boundary line is, then that's fine. But if the boundary line is a little bit blurred, which I'm beginning to wonder because you said you did this not once, not twice, but 3 times, maybe you do want to reconnect with your ex. I want you to sit down and really soul search. The only one who can answer that question is you. All I can say is if I was him, think about how he's feeling because apparently something he's not doing is not measuring up to what your expectations are. Think of it that way because you're hurting the relationship that you have currently. Hashtag loves mom too much. This is the second one. This one, they've been going out for 2 years and everything she does from cooking to cleaning to going out on dates, he compares her to mom. And she never quite measures up to good old mom. So she's wondering, should I set him free or should we keep going? And they have talked about it. His reaction about it is blasé, to say the least. He can't see where there's a problem. Well, if you've shared these feelings, which I know you have with him, and you know there's a problem, he can't admit that there's a problem, maybe it's time to say, yes, there's a problem, and go, unless something changes, and I mean drastic, and you realize I'm never going to be your mom, you're going to have to just put up with me on a day-to-day basis, then we can't be together. If you can finally say that I'm good enough, then we'll be together. But until that time, no. You might have to be the one to put the brakes on. So give yourself a timeout, but take some time apart is my advice on that one. Oh, this next one is close to home, which is a hashtag gift first date. With every relationship and every first date this girl goes on, she always brings the guy a gift. She's met this really amazing man. She's about to go out on another date. Well, her first date with this man, and she's asked me, should she bring him a gift? Let me tell you something. From one sister to another. I am always been one to be over-caring, over compassionate, and head over heels in love before I should be. So I think that I don't measure up a lot of times. So I'm like you. I would probably go get a small gift or memento to remind them of the first date in case we don't work out. So they would always have something that would remind them of me. But let me tell you how that works out. I spent 8.5 years with a man that all I did was spend money, and I never got to meet him. of course, that's different than your situation. I would send gifts to him, and then eventually we got virtually married, where I never even got to see my virtual husband. Until this day, I can't even get a virtual divorce. I'm having to pay for it myself. So, you can't buy love. And a lot of guys may take it that way, no matter the good intentions behind it. The second one, I went and got gifts for his kids, and I got him a small gift. But it was nothing major. It was just something to show that I was thinking of him and wanted his kids to have something, which he thought was too soon to get the kids something right off the bat. Looking back, so do I. But I wanted them just to have a memento or something that they could use for school, which was just book covers that were Chicago Cubs. Now, I'm not a big baseball fan, just saying. He loved the Chicago Cubs, so I had a jersey that was Chicago Cubs and an Swiss Army knife that I gave him for the first date. I don't even know if he still got it or not. But we're Facebook friends now, and we're just friends, and that's fine. That's all there's ever going to be. I know where my boundary line is. But the third one, I wanted something cute, and I ended up getting a hula dancer, which he's probably either discarded or thrown away or it doesn't work. And I thought that was cute as a first date gift. And the fourth one, I didn't bring a gift, but he was disappointed in what I was wearing, which was a long dress. I wore slacks, and he was like, "You're not wearing the dress. You had it on the profile picture." Well, I'm like, okay, that was a long dress, A. B, I was working. Yes, no woman should ever work on a Sunday. So, let me just say something. While your heart is in the right place and you just want to give them a memento to cherish, maybe that, years down the road you can laugh and go, "Oh, look at this, honey, I gave it to you for our first date." Let me tell you something. The men of today don't really care about that. No. They're not thinking like we're thinking, which is emotional, overreacting, and always caring too much, being too kind, too compassionate. Let me tell you, the list goes on and on. So should you get this man that you're interested in a gift for your first date? Absolutely not. And they had this on the Today Show not too long ago, too. They were very strict. They said, on your first date, keep it light, keep it airy, don't even scratch the surface. And they advised that your first date should not last longer than 1 hour. Leave the man with a sense of mystery. Oddly enough, that's what Steve Harvey says, too. Trust me, read the book. But the Steve Harvey book didn't seem to work for me. Anyway, here's my advice for you. Don't get him a gift. No. Heck, sometimes it's not worth the heartache in the end. Just saying. Oh boy, this next one is a touchy subject. It's called #TooMuchGuyTime. Seems like this couple's been dating for 6 months, and he would rather spend time with his guys than time with her. He's even canceled 2 dates to be with his guys and not her. She's wondering, should she be concerned? Absolutely. And we can't make those cast iron skillets big enough sometime to make them see that they need to be focusing on us just a little bit more. So here's what you got to do. The next time he calls up and he says, "Why don't we go out next Friday night?" Guess what? Maybe you got plans next Friday night. Don't be so available. That's my advice to you. Put the brakes on. Pump those brakes, See how much he cares. Make him work for that next date. Because if he doesn't, then he's not interested. That's how you got to do it. So that is your relationship advice number 14. And I hope that all your relationships work out. It's been a thrill and an honor and a pleasure to always do these for you. And sometimes I have wonderful people that come back later and go, "You know what? You really helped me." And then sometimes I have I didn't work out. But you know what? Thanks to your advice, I see where I did wrong. So, it's good to be the third party that helps you all out. And I really hope and I pray that you have better relationships. And that I have influenced better relationships, better communication, better comprehension, better understanding. all in all, it takes all of that to make a relationship work. So I hope the best for you. Next is 20 questions with your blonde bombshell.